So here we are again, part number 3 of my top 10 running backs 2023 redraft. You can watch part 1 right at the top right corner, where I talk about Christian McCaffrey and Bijan Robinson being my number 1 and number 2 running backs in 2023 redraft.
But Smitty, you can't possibly have a rookie running back as your second redraft RB, bro.
Watch the video. Both video links are in description, but video number 2, you should be able to click the link at the top right. If not, it's in the description, where I talk about Kenneth Walker being number 3, where I talk about Saquon Barkley being number 4, and number 5.
Get Brees.
Brees Hall. And so now we're on to number 6. My number 6 running back, 2023 redraft RB is...
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Take a lap.
My number 6 RB 2023 redraft is none other than Travis Etienne.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes! Yeah, buddy. Smitty, where's Austin Eckler? Derrick Henry?
I know a lot of people are saying to themselves, Austin Eckler is maybe the number 1 running back walking into 2023. At least some people might be saying that. He's turning 28. I know Derrick Henry defied all logic. And when I say defy all logic, it means being an elite running back at 28 years old. 28 is the new 30. Derrick Henry is not a new pathway for RBs to be successful at an older age. If you're 28 years old, by the time week 1 kicks off, you're probably done as an elite top volume producing running back at the NFL level. Derrick Henry is the exception to the rule, and you can obviously bet that I'm not going to have Derrick Henry very high either, because now he'll be 29. It's not that Derrick Henry had a 0% chance of producing at 28. He did produce. He was amazing at 28. I admit it. I was wrong on when Derrick Henry would fall off. I'd rather be a year early, grab a player I like just as much, and not be left holding the bag. And younger running backs are safer 8 times out of 10. You're going to avoid disaster. Now, Brees Hall tore his ACL. Javonte tore his ACL. 2 very young running backs, potentially top 5 guys, but we can do our best to avoid it. And being 28, getting top 5 volume type production is a recipe for a ton of missed games and a potential drop off during the year, even if on the field. This guy right here suffered injury his rookie year. He missed his entire rookie year. He came out as a sophomore in 2022 and exploded. We had a very slow start. You had James Robinson, people going, Smitty,
you said players would never come back from a torn Achilles their first season, and nobody's ever become a top 10 running back after an Achilles tear, ever, or return to top 10 running back form. Would you look at James Robinson in week 1 and 2, Smitty? You must feel stupid.
J-Rob started to scare ETN owners, and the ETN prediction was a little bit slow moving out of the gate. But once ETN got going, he was a monster. He hit a little bit of a rookie wall, even though he's a sophomore. It was kind of like his rookie season. He didn't play at all his rookie year. His body, like a rookie, wasn't used to a full NFL season. His body was used to a more condensed season. A lot of times rookies, or ETN in this case, they hit that wall, that rookie wall, right about where a college season would end. He pushed right through it and was amazing in the playoffs. Travis Etienne easily has top 6 to 10 running back potential in 2023. Not to mention the Jaguars look like they're on their way. Not to mention Trevor Lawrence is coming into his own. Trevor Lawrence is a top 6 to 10 quarterback. Calvin Ridley's coming back. You've got a really good team developing here, and good teams, good offenses get near the goal line. They need to throw the football more to Travis Etienne because he's quite arguably a top 5 receiving back in the NFL, but the Jaguars haven't been using him to that degree, but he is that good. The part I love most about Etienne, he feels guaranteed or cemented into his role. Number 1, they traded away James Robinson, who was starting to kind of look like he might be a volume hog, even though he wasn't healthy. He wasn't fully healthy. He was dragging his leg around. People were like, oh, did you see that long run, Smitty? That long touchdown run. What? When he was dragging his leg? Trevor Lawrence trusts Travis Etienne. Trevor Lawrence and Etienne played together in college. They were teammates. The rapport is unmatched. And Etienne proving down the stretch, which is the most important part to me, I guess, of this part of what I'm saying. The fact that the team leaned on him down the stretch, gave him carries. He was a 100-yard running back. He was such a vital component of the Jaguars having success at the tail end of their campaign in this 2022-2023 playoff run. I feel ultra confident that walking into 2023, they're gonna lean on him more. They're gonna throw the football to him more. And if the Jags are in goal line situations in the red zone more often, that means more touchdown opportunities for Travis Etienne. He can easily be an 1,800 total yard player. He can easily score 12 to 14 touchdowns. And if they throw the ball to him, the sky's the limit. Travis Etienne, you are very safe, number 6 overall running back in 2023.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Number 7 on my top 10 running backs for 2023 redraft. You're about to make a number 2 in your pants right now, so prepare. Number 7 on my 2023 redraft running back ranking list is none other than rookie running back Jahmyr Gibbs.
Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy. But Smitty, how can you have a rookie running back number 7 over guys like Derrick Henry and Austin Eckler? Are you out of your mind?
Look, we're being predictive here, okay? That's why you love this channel. That's why I love doing what I do. This is why we play the game. You may disagree with me. You may say Derrick Henry, Austin Eckler, until they drop off.
I can't do what you're doing right here, Smitty.
And that's okay. And I don't want anybody to go against their gut instinct. If your gut tells you Derrick Henry's going to have another year to defy logic, trust your gut. Also understand that these rankings aren't to be followed in your draft. Like, I'm going to draft them in this exact order because Smitty says so. Instead, you need to use all of this to your advantage. If I like Bijan number 2, like I explained in tremendous detail, if you didn't watch video 1, you need to get on over there and watch it. As I explain in tremendous detail, if you can get Bijan at running back 7 or 8 overall, you're going to win your league if I'm right. If you go take Bijan as the number 2 drafted running back, you rush it, you jump the gun, you're not getting the advantage I'm trying to give you. Breece Hall at number 5 is probably way too high according to ADP data and everybody else out there in the regular world. Therefore, you have an advantage getting Breece Hall as running back 8. Jahmyr Gibbs is probably nowhere near anybody's top 5 to 7 running backs for 2023. I'd venture to say you probably won't find another YouTuber on YouTube that has Gibbs above Henry or Eckler, let alone both of them. So why on earth would you go draft him as RB5 or RB7? This would put him in like round 1 or at the top of round 2. You don't need to take him there. We don't even know where his ADP could be. It could be round 3. I venture to say he climbs into round 2 based on landing spot and hype. Your boy Smitty's a little bit ahead of the curve on this one, okay? So please hear Smitty, don't just listen to him. Pump the brakes, do what's right for your team, do what's right for fantasy football ADP, and for goodness sakes, don't mock draft this man in the first or second round if you don't have to and ruin his ADP, Bob. Gibbs is electric. Gibbs may fall into a bad location, as I've explained 100,000 times. Bijan Robinson's probably going to a very good landing spot. He's almost situation proof at this point because every team inside the top 10 is a great landing spot. The Raiders, if they don't re-sign Josh Jacobs, because I think Jacobs will hit free agency and realize teams aren't willing to pay because there's so many rookie running backs and there's not that many jobs. They could re-sign him, but if they didn't, they'd be a great spot. Lions, you never know. They love running the ball. Falcons, Panthers, Eagles will be phenomenal. There's no way Bijan slips all the way down to number 10. I mean, anything's possible, but the Eagles would be ridiculous to pass on Bijan. Adding Bijan to this offense would be scary. And I know the average Joe out there, the layman, is going,
Smitty, rookie running backs don't go in the top 10 anymore. Are you out of your mind?
Look at a mock draft or two, Bob. Bijan's different. He's the exception. He will go top 4 to 12. His 40 time could lower his value a little bit, but I think smart teams, smart scouts, smart GMs, smart coaches will know it doesn't matter. This guy's elite. He's special. He's the next LT. And just because he goes top 12 doesn't mean it'll change the landscape of the running back. They'll still go late. Back to my point of Jahmyr Gibbs. So Gibbs won't go in these locations. Gibbs will instead fall to a location that's probably more along the lines of potentially cloudy. Or maybe he gets lucky and the Bills or Eagles swing back around and grab this guy in round 2 or at the bottom of round 1, or a team trades up from mid round 2 to bottom round 1 to grab him. If he goes to Buffalo, he goes to Philly, he goes to Arizona, he goes to a location where he can be utilized, his ADP will go through the roof. I think it's hard to imagine because his value is so good. It's not Bijan Robinson top 12 running back material, but it is maybe 18 to 28 type of value in the NFL draft. Real football ADP in the NFL draft, 18 to 28. That is still high enough that teams won't play around with the idea of getting a running back they may or may not need. If he gets drafted, it's because they have a dire need for an RB. This guy is the next Alvin Kamara. He's 900 and 900. He's 12 to 14 touchdowns. He's a 60 reception guy, 60 to 90, eventually a 90 reception running back. This is Alvin Kamara 2.0. And some people say that, and they say it a lot. And other people say,
people compare him to Alvin Kamara, but he's just not.
You let me worry about who the next Alvin Kamara is, because I'm on record saying that Alvin Kamara is a top 5 running back before he ever took a snap. I'm on record saying he's a top 5 running back coming out of the day after the NFL draft when Kamara was taken by the Saints. I can say whatever I want about Alvin Kamara or Alvin Kamara comparables. This is the next Alvin Kamara, the good version of Alvin Kamara. This is a 900 and 900 capable running back with 12 to 15 TD capability during any given season. And in 2023 redraft, he's RB7.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I sure hope you didn't change your pants earlier when you made that number 2, because you're about to make a number 3. Number 8. My number 8 running back for 2023 redraft is...
Don't do it, Smitty. Don't do it.
We're doing it. We're doing it. Number 8. My number 8 running back 2023 is none other than rookie running back Zach Charbonnet.
Mashed potatoes!
I know. You're thinking, let's count. The counting game. 1 rookie, 2 rookie, 3 rookie.
3 rookie running backs in your redraft top 10 running backs 2023. Smitty, are you out of your mind?
Look, you know I love rookies for one, but you got to pick the right rookies. You can't just say all rookies are king. Which rookies are king? These 3 rookies are king. This guy right here, Zach Charbonnet, is like a fine wine. And soon we're gonna have an animation and scene where I'm popping the Zach Charbonnet, the bubbly, and we're celebrating this man's rise. This guy he arguably could be the best rookie running back of the entire lot, and that's saying something given how much I love Bijan Robinson, but I want people to understand his potential. If he lands in the right spot, where a team feeds him monster production, he can outshine anybody. This guy is electric. He cannot be taken down by 1 or even 2 defenders. If you think I'm exaggerating, YouTube the guy, watch 4 minutes or 2.5 minutes of footage, and come back into the comments of any one of my videos, and I dare you to write,
"This guy can be tackled by one individual."
Do it. I dare you. I triple dog dare you. No one can tackle this man. It takes 1 or 2 defenders to knock into him, slow him down, so 2 or 3 can corral him and take him to the ground. This was my number 3 running back, quite arguably a surprise number 2 running back last season before he declared going back to college. I loved him. I was so upset when he decided to return to football at the college level and not enter the NFL draft. I was so mad about it. He was my number 2/3. He was going to be 3. No way he was going to really pass Walker, but I would have talked about him in the same tier, kind of like cup of coffee with Walker and Hall. But watch out. And he returned to college. Guess what? His rookie ranking, still number 3. It hasn't moved. And if you think that this guy can't be a top 5 to 10 running back as a rookie, you haven't watched his film. You're admitting to me that you haven't watched his film. You're saying, no, he's a rookie. He can't, UCLA can't do it, Smitty. You haven't watched his film. Watch his film. Come back and drop a comment anywhere, and I will come find your comment. Zach Charbonnet is an absolute monster. And even if he goes to a cloudy situation, he's going to tear up the competition and make it impossible to take him off the field. Unless it's Denver, then we better worry. Other than that, this guy's going to find a good home. Imagine him in Buffalo or Philly or Arizona, Las Vegas, especially if Aaron Rodgers comes over. This guy ate A.J. Dillon for breakfast. A.J. Dillon would get his autograph if he saw him.
Motion detected at the backyard.
Oh, my football's here. Okay, here we go. What timing? I swear, this is all, I'm recording this, letting it run. What timing? This better be a full size. I had everybody telling me this football looks like it's been through, I don't know, a car wash or two. And I'm not getting rid of it. It's got sentimental value. But we've got the new one in. I ordered it live the other day just to make sure we had a new one. And oh, it feels good. We'll call this the Charbonnet. The Zach Charbonnet football, baby. Because it got delivered the moment your boy was talking about your boy. Bold prediction time. Zach Charbonnet is going to take the Charbonnet football into the end zone 12 plus times as a rookie. Chew on that. Zach Charbonnet, you are my number 8 running back 2023 redraft.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Okay, so who's number 9 and number 10? Look, you've got a big group of running backs that are very, very close and arguable. You could throw Nick Chubb in here if you wanted. You could throw in another player like even A.J. Dillon. Some would say Alvin Kamara, Ramondre Stevenson, Najee Harris. There's a lot of running backs to go through. And to be quite honest, I think it's ridiculous to argue that one of these guys couldn't even be number 4, number 5, or number 12. It's a blender type situation here. And I think for good measure, you probably want to throw Eckler at this point and Henry up here at this point at 9 and 10, only because, or mainly because of trade value. Because I believe these guys will fall short at the end of the day, but that doesn't mean I don't feel like they'll have a good first month or a great weeks 1 through 7. Trade them before double-digit weeks, not at double-digit, before double-digit weeks, and you might get more value than drafting one of these guys. You might be able to trade for one of these guys and more by drafting these guys ahead of them. So I want to be very clear about the difference between my rankings and how I think things will play out and ADP. Austin Eckler, should he be passed on at 2.2? No, I'm not saying that. You need to understand my system, my process, what I'm trying to tell you, what I'm trying to teach you. If you think I'm telling you to draft Charbonnet or Gibbs or really even Hall coming off the injury over Austin Eckler and Derrick Henry, I don't know that you're paying attention. Trade down, get more value somewhere else, or draft Austin Eckler and you could literally trade for Hall or Charbonnet. You could trade for Gibbs, Charbonnet, and probably a wide receiver. Get all 3. Get 3 options for 1 Austin Eckler. So understand what I'm saying. Eckler and Henry have to be in the top 10, but I don't think they finish there. Maybe one of them does. I'd rather have JT end of day than Austin Eckler and Derrick Henry. Not maybe in week 1, not maybe in weeks 1 through 4. Again, at 2.2, which he won't fall, but at 2.2, I would draft Austin Eckler all day long, but then play him a little bit, then trade him. I don't think he'll drop off in week 1, but at 28 years old, a smaller statured running back being shoved and handed workhorse carries when he was really designed and architected and genetically made up to be an Alvin Kamara type running back, because that's what he was when he entered the league. That's what he was for his first part of his career. He was an Alvin Kamara. He was a 450, 500-yard running back maximum. And then he started getting more and more carries. Melvin Gordon left. Then he started getting fed workhorse carries carries. He's not built for it. He's always kind of banged up. He played healthy in 2022 for the most part, but he's always banged up. I don't think he lasts another year. Not at 28. 28's the new 30. Derrick Henry is 29. He's 31 essentially if you use the old dog years. Draft him where you can. You're not going to get him past these guys. Understand all that. JT would probably be my 9 with a whole lot of upside to be better. Jacobs, it depends where he lands. He could be number 6 or 7 if he's in an amazing spot. If he gets retained, which he might after going and testing free agency, maybe he does fall back in this territory for me. I'm not saying I'm removing him entirely from the top 10. I just don't know where to rank him at this moment. Dalvin Cook's going to drop off. See you later. Tony Pollard's got the fractured leg. I don't know what to do with him yet. We're gonna keep him outside the top 10, but we're gonna watch him. He could be a moon man. Stay tuned. Javonte Williams, if you haven't learned by now from me, everything depends on your recovery. We're not hearing he's ahead of schedule. He had a little bit worse ACL tear than our boy Breece Hall. So we may have to wait and see before we can vault him in the 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 territory, because if he's behind schedule, he might not be a use to us in early on 2023. And this is a redraft 2023 top 10 running back ranking, not a dynasty. So wait and see mode. You know I'm being objective with ACL tears because I'm telling you, this guy's in my top 5. We know the recovery is going amazing. This guy's recovery, we don't know where it's at. It was a worse knee injury. Our expectations are more of the J.K. Dobbins in 2022 or Saquon Barkley at the beginning of 2021 when he wasn't worth much. Everybody thought he would be, but he took all year to get going. He never really earned his value. This could happen with Javonte, or it might not. He could be ahead of schedule a month from now, and then we start moving him up and up and up. These are my top 10 running backs 2023. 9 and 10 are just a confusing mess, and I wanted to explain it in that fashion versus give you 2 names and have you say, Smitty, where's so-and-so? Smitty, where's so-and-so? It's that much of a blender type situation at that 9 and 10 spot. Get on over to thefantasyfootballshow.com. Get your year-round fantasy football rankings, bold predictions, trade calculators, one-on-one text advice. Get your lifetime membership. Get on over to thefantasyfootballshow.com. I'm live Monday through Friday, every single Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm live whenever news breaks. I'm live Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at midnight Eastern, and I upload pretty much every single day. No one's going to outwork me, and I work for you. That's a reflection on you, young man. I work for you. Let's go. Get out of here.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.